It's a total. Making sense of the issue for better discussion. Eku Sherry coming to Eku Sherry day. Labira, Labira, it's a total. Making sense of the issue for better discussion. Eku Sherry coming to Labira, Liberia, it's a total. Making sense of the issue for better discussion. Eku Sherry coming to Eku Sherry day. Labira, it's a total. Making sense of the issue for better discussion. Eku Sherry coming to Labira, Eku Sherry coming to we got the information and education. Eku Sherry coming to talk. Labira, Eku Sherry coming to talk. Good information. Information is talking and education. Eku Sherry coming to Eku Sherry go. Bringing that brother issue, but never discussion. Eku Sherry coming to from Monday to Friday, Eku Sherry coming to from Monday to Friday, Eku Sherry coming to from Monday to Friday, Eku Sherry coming to Eku Sherry day. Labira, it's a total. Bringing the issue for better discussion. Eku Sherry coming to Liberia. It's a total. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Eku Sherry coming to talk. Eku Sherry day. Labira, it's a total. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Eku Sherry coming to talk. Labira, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Eku Sherry coming to talk. Eku Sherry say. Labira, it is a total. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Eku Sherry coming to talk. Labira, Liberia, it's a total. Making sense of the issue for better discussion. Eku Sherry coming to Eku Sherry day. Labira, it's a total. Making sense of the issue for better discussion. Eku Sherry coming to talk.
No matter what the issues are, no matter what the difficulties you've got to go through currently in life, how you handled it, how you move about with it, bear in mind that there's a God. He has the solutions to all of the problems we are faced with. There are some of you today, you're very discouraged about what life has continued to do in your cases. But all you need to do is to keep courage. If you are a Muslim, continue to pray. If you are a Christian, continue to worship. Whatsoever belief you've got, continue to do your best. God has time for everything in life. Even some of the people that you choose and think they are the best ones, believe in me, they are the ones that are doing all to see your downfall in life. Do not be surprised about anything you see, anything that happened to you in life. Accept it and say, thank you, God Almighty. Because everything that happened in life, they are not by mistakes. They are meant to be. It is just about time. The matter of time is what matter. Good evening to the great people of Liberia. To all the good people of Great Liberia, good evening to you. Welcome to the show, Issues of Today, on Voice of Liberia, 104.1 in Monrovia, 89.7 in Kakata. There are many things happening, but we are currently focusing on the October 10 in Liberia. October 10 in Liberia is a historic day. It's going to go in history for either the good or bad. But we all pray that it will go in history for the good. Everyone are tightening their seat. Everyone tightening their belts. Oh yes. Liberians will converge to various polling centers, polling areas to elect representatives, senators, and also president. And let us do it peacefully. As a matter of fact, we need to maintain the peace of this country. My name is Sekou Sharif. I'm Sekou Sharif, and certainly I'm going to be here up to later on tonight on the show. I want to say thank you to each and every one of our listeners. And those of you joining us on the television, I want to say thank you to you. And those of you listening to us on our online radio on www.voiceofliberiaradio.com, I want to say kudos to you for joining us as well. And let me give you a line up of what we're going to be doing here tonight on the show. Coming up shortly, we're going to be analyzing a statement from Margibi County senatorial candidate in person of Honorable Nathaniel Fallow McGill. He made a statement of recent, and it has to do with the establishment of war and economic crimes court in the country. You know, when the people that are saying that they want you to elect them, you need to be asking them what they will do. So when they've been able to tell you about the things they're going to do, you look at some of the things they will say to you, it makes you to understand that when they are elected, they will do the best in the interest of you people. And so we're going to play you that statement from Honorable Nathaniel Fallow McGill and provide our analysis about it. It is about the establishment of war and economic crimes code in Liberia. Following that at 7 o'clock today, we're going to play host to a former assistant minister at the Ministry of Labor and also one-time candidate defeated Monserrato senatorial candidate in person of Phil Dixon. Mr. Phil Dixon will join us on the show tonight, and I'm told he's returning to CDC though. So we're gonna ask him much more questions, critical questions. We're gonna ask him some deep issues. Why this time he's returning to CDC? Is he betrayed by those of the people that he decided to work with from the opposition? There are a lot of speculations. We're going to talk more about that. Looking at government as well, looking at the CDC that he wants distance himself from in terms of his senatorial bid in Monserrato County. We will talk much more issues here today on the show. And then at 8 o'clock running to 9, we have just a few days to elections though. Today is Thursday, you know. We have Friday to go, we have Saturday to go, we have Sunday to go, Monday and Tuesday. It's elections though in Liberia. The entire world gonna be watching us. Hey, today we're gonna do opinion poll, man. Yes. And I think this is gonna be the last opinion poll for the October 10 elections in Liberia. And so we're gonna be listening to you Liberians. But we're not going to tell you how we're going to do the opinion pool today. So we don't want you to understand anything, but we're going to do it in a way going to be very transparent. And so we're going to do that here on the show. And so we're taking a break to be right back. Welcome back to the show. Yeah, we need to go. Someone is telling me and says, Seku, I'm listening to you. We're here in Bangabon County. You're loud and clear in Bangabon County. Thank you very much. My name is Seku Sharif. Inshallah, with the blessing of my parents, I will be here tonight up to later on. Okay. Lots of things happening, but we just lay out the three things we're gonna be doing on the show today. I want to say thank you to all of our viewers, those of you joining us on the online television and also on the radio. Let me go to those of you watching us. Let me acknowledge some of you today and see what exactly you where you're joining us from as well on this show. Folks, my man Napoleon Ducle is joining me from Bommy County. Bommy. Hey, not. How's Bommy this evening, my brother? I was informed that you came to Monrovia. You've turned to be a citizen of Bommy County now. Uh, you are residing now in Bommy County. You no longer from Monserrato though. So when we see you now, we say the ball from Bommy County ball. From where? You say it's very low. From where? From where? Are you listening to? Listening to? Okay, all the online. Okay, so my own good friend and brother Obed Sebastian Jibar is also watching. I want to say thank you. Nat, hope the folks in Bombing are treating you well. I know you're a very good man. You always do great things. Okay, today is the birthday of Abraham Dante Weir, one of our stars here. He celebrates his birthday today. on behalf of the entire management, I want to say, Dante Weir, happy birthday to you. Hope you're celebrating a grand style and be a good guy, right? Yeah, he celebrates his birthday today. Yeah, so we move on now. Let me give you update about this thing concerning Market Business Center. I continue to say it, and the reason why of recent I thought to cool a while on this entire thing about Market Business Center. I've had a conversation with folks from LRA, the person next to the Commissioner General and one of the senior commissioners in person of Montgomery. And then let me say thank you again. They've launched an investigation into the defrauding of needed taxes by this company, the Market Business Center. I'm told, in fact, when the investigation was launched and the people decided to look in the system for the audit report, the recent audit report or other past audit reports, they could not find any other reports for Market Business Center. So it says to you that the auditors will carry out the audits because they know the audits are not properly done. It is being done in a wrong way. So at the end of the day, what they will do, they will get the audit report from there. They will only serve those of the people, the owners of build Market Business Center. So they've launched it, and the process is ongoing, and they've launched the 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 investigation into um, the the complaint we send, the communication we send to them. So we stay listening to hear what they will say, and we hope and pray that the right thing will be done. Yeah. uh, uh, Oh, okay. So we hope the right thing will be done. We continue to follow them to hear what they will say about Market Business Center. But trust me, Market Business Center, it will bring a surprise to you. Please pick this call and know what's happening. Somebody's calling me from. Okay, so you will get to know if that thing, if the investigation is concluded. I can safely say to you that Market Business Center will pay up to millions or thousands of dollars to the government of Liberia. Yes, and that's the reason why we wrote them, and then we're willing to provide the pieces of evidence. But we're getting some terrible news from there that even their audit report, they've not been able to find it in the system. Why is it the way it is? And in fact, most of the people in LRA, they know about this company, how dubious it is. But then we're watching to see, and we hope the right thing will be done. Um, there are lots of things happening in the country. Politically, people are running campaign representative candidates, presidential candidates, senatorial candidates. They all are running their campaigns, convincing the people, telling them, giving them reasons why they should elect them into various positions. And the good thing I love about the thing is, few days from now, you will hear you won't hear these songs then that are playing in town again. Oh, these songs will not be played any longer. Uh, yeah, man, campaign will go. So these songs will not be played again. You listen to the other one, all of that. But let's go into this thing. Very important here today. Let's play you what Honorable Nathaniel Falomagil, what he said at one of his programs, the statement he made that we want to provide our analysis and also allow you Liberians to weigh in on that issue. Listen to this and listen well, folks.
Oh, Maggie, Maggie bury a man, money in the brain. You get more protecting it. I said, okay. Say out there, I'm burying my man, money in the brain. Ready today, for to go open the brain so you can check that. But in this country, people are accusing people. So, They find me. They pay I want the coach to bring the economic plan coach in Liberia. So the more can to me, I said to him. But you see now, the other people who kill our parents, they kill our parents, they sponsor them. The open women have come up, they took our baby. They took our bring a long plan coach. At the end of the day, they took a lead and they too many judges in the country. What I began to tell them on Liberia, Magini, I'll be a champion of making sure that we'll bring war plan for you. We'll bring economic plan for you.
Okay, stop.
And we'll start from 1980
Okay.
to present. So we can know who all has been stealing money from government.
Okay.
If I money from government, myself being better get it. No. Who have been stealing money from government so they investigate? Too much money. Let's go investigate. I will go on property and investigate.
Okay.
Even for any jolly government to want to do that, let's investigate everybody.
Yeah.
There will be something in the country. Not few people go and tell few people and then somebody and they put about me or over the person. You know what's it over me, they can't tell the person later. Like I'm telling you, I can do for you people, or I will do for you.
Yeah.
I'm the trainer running. Not that getting a party to do it, you know. It does not be my big.
Okay, you listen. That is the voice of Honorable Nathaniel Fallow McGill, senatorial candidate in Mangibi County. Someone that is asking the people of Mangibi to elect him as the best and next senator of Mangibi County. I'm gonna play this voice in role 3 different times without any without any interruption. I'm gonna play it 3 different times. I'll play it and then I play it and then I play it 3 different times. And I want you people to listen and listen well. Listen and listen well. Mhm.
I get buried in my money in the grave. You get more protecting it. Say I said bury my mom money in the grave. Read it today, but to go open the grave so you can check that. But you know, in this country, people who are accusing people. So they find me. They pay I want the coach to bring the economic plan coach in Liberia. So the more can to me, I said to him. But you see now, the other people who kill our parents, they kill our parents, they sponsor them. The open women have come up, they took our baby. They took our bring a long plan coach. At the end of the day, they took a lead and they too many judges in the country. What I began to tell them on Liberia, Magini, I'll be a champion of making sure that we'll bring war plan for you. We'll bring economic plan for you.
Okay, stop.
And we'll start from 1980
Okay.
to present. So we can know who all has been stealing money from government.
Okay.
If I stole money from government, myself being better get it. No. Who has been stealing money from government so they can investigate? Too much money. Let's go and investigate everybody. I will go on property and investigate.
Okay.
Even for any jolly government to want to do that, let's investigate everybody.
Yeah.
There will be something in the country. Not few people go and tell few people and then somebody and they put about me or over the person. You know what's it over me, they can't tell the person later. Bury my money in the grave. You get more protecting it. I said, okay. Say I said I bury my mom money in the grave.
I read it today before I go open the brain so you can check that. But you know, in this country, people are accusing people. So they find me. They I want the people to bring the economic plan code in Liberia. So the more can submit ourselves to it. But you see now, the other people who kill our parents, they kill our parents, they sponsor them, they open women and come, they talk about baby. They took and will bring the one plan code. At the end of the day, they took a big investigation. Too many judges in the country. What becomes of Liberia or Magini? I'll be a champion of making sure that we'll bring war plan for you. We'll bring economic plan for you.
Okay, stop.
And we'll start from 1980
Okay.
to present. So we can know who all have been stealing money from government.
Okay.
If I'm money from government, myself being investigated. No. Who have been stealing money from government so they can investigate? Too much people for money. Let Oka investigate everybody. Let investigate how we go on property. Let investigate.
Okay.
Even for any jolly government to our own to do that. Let's investigate everybody.
Yeah.
Let be something in the country. Not few people go and tell few people and then somebody and they put about me or up over the person. You know, what's it up over me? They can't deliver that later.
Okay. Okay, there you listen, and you listen well. And I hope the people in my GB, they're listening. That statement by Honorable Nathaniel Fallow McGill, any well-meaning Magibians. But let me tell you how it works first, because sometimes you want to say, "Oh, when he was at the at the helm of power, when he served as the minister of state, why they didn't do it, and all of that." You want to talk about that, but you can remember, if you, my Gibeons, will bear with us, that the president said the passage or to have the law of the establishment of war and economic crimes court, it was at the decision of lawmakers. So the establishment of war and economic crimes court, it is by law. It is not an executive thing that you can veto to say, because you're president or you're someone, you will say, okay, you know what? Because I'm a president, I want to veto this thing. I want the establishment of war crimes code, and you make it. No, it doesn't work that way. The establishment of war and economic crimes code, it generates, and it should be passed by the both houses, meaning the House of Representatives, and it concurred by the Liberian Senate. Or at times, there are things that will come from the Liberian Senate and go to the House of Representatives. It works that way. So in this case, you have the folks at the Liberian Senate and the House of Representatives, both the opposition and the ruling government representatives, both the Liberian Senate and the House of Representatives. They've been there. They've not passed or make this thing to be one of the major things in terms of the passage of war and economic crimes code in a country, so that those of the people that have caused crimes that took the lives of people those of the people that knowingly did things in this country will be made to answer to some of the things that they've done. Now, where people will say, oh, you know what? We want peace, we live in, so we should allow the things to happen. No. So, this call by Honorable Nathaniel Falomagil, I think is very important. And I think it should be a reason. You know, sometimes when people are saying to you that they want to serve you, they need to tell you what they will offer in terms of the leadership they want to provide to you when you give them the power. Because you have almost everybody will come with the same stories. People will come and explain the same thing. But the entire Mangibi County, the only person that is telling you that because we want transparency, people said, oh, this man, this man was being sanctioned because he did this, he stole. Where are the proof? Has he been being sent to court where pieces of evidence, they've adduced the evidence before the court? Now it is proven that he stole from the government or he did something. Certainly, no, it has not been proven. So this man is saying to my Gibeons that if you elect me, one of the things I will do, and that will be of help not just to my Gibeons but the entire country, that I will push for the establishment of war and economic crimes court. There are a lot of people, they are victims of this thing in this country. There are a lot of people at times when they hear the names of people, they live in fear. There are a lot of people in this country when they see the people that kill their people, their children, their mothers, their fathers, their relatives, and they see the people as the decision makers in our country, it plays on them. It makes them to live in continued fear. So you need a person that will be brave to say, no matter how the issues are, it is important that we have war and economic crimes court to be established in this country. I think it's a good thing. And you listen to him. You need someone that will push this. Because most of the people we hire in the Liberian Senate and the lawmakers, they fail us in terms of having the establishment of war and economic crimes court in this country. They fail us. Did they do what they needed to do to have this thing to be passed? No. How do you even have it when you have the likes of Senator Prince Johnson that he feels so intimidated when he hears the name about the passage or the issue about the establishment of war and economic crimes court? So you need a senator that will be strong enough to say, now, how can a criminal be telling you, say, you know what, I want to be investigated? Now, it says to you that sometimes some of the decisions are taken based on a political way, but it is not of the true nature. As far as we're concerned, since the people, they'll say, oh, this man is a sanctioned person, oh, whatsoever. Is it been proven that this man has been able to go has been able to go and where he's been guilty, he went to court, and then they say, oh, you know what, Honorable Mangill, the pieces of evidence and witnesses, they've come and testify and all these things. No, it has not. So this man now is saying that, okay, there are speculations when I'm elected, I will be pushing for the establishment of war and economic crimes court. I think if all of our senators can be moving with these kind of messages and be honest to it, it'll be very good. Those are the people that want to be senators. I think this is a very good message. Now, you, my Gibeons, should be able to elect this man so that you can have this thing to come to our end. Impunity. People have done things in this country and go. Governments come, governments go. People will use government money for themselves. You need a war and economic crimes code where people will be able to answer to these things, because at times governments will not be able to handle these things. Government will not be able to do these things because of proximity or whatsoever. But you're having someone is saying to you, my Gibeons, and this thing is particularly about those of you in Mangibi. All the other people that are contesting, what are the messages they're giving you? But you have someone that is saying that if you elect me, I will push for the establishment of war and economic crimes court. Huh? Hmm? So, uh, 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 so you need someone that will come. You need someone that will be your senator, that will be able to make impactful laws. The establishment of war and economic crimes court come with a lot of benefits. No, so Honorable Miguel is saying to you, my Gibeons, if you elect him, this message, and we will save it. And I know Honorable Miguel is a person that when he says things, he does it. Yes, I know that. He's not like the normal politicians that will just come and say, hey, we want this, then everything. This is a message you need to take with the remaining days to elections, October 10. What are the other people saying to you? Oh, definitely they don't have the message. But this man is saying to you that any people say, I'm this, I'm that. But do you know why? There are a lot of things that have happened. My Gibeons, there are some of you that are victims of the war. The people that cause atrocity, the people that did some of the things to your family, people, they stay here. They are the ones in power. They are the ones that are controlling things in the country. So you need someone that will go in a House of Representatives or the Liberian Senate and say, no, you know what? Enough is enough. It is time for us to have the establishment of war and economic council so that when people that have caused this in the country, so that they can be made to answer to them, so that they can be brought to book. So those are the people that take all the money, building their own homes, doing things for themselves, so that they can be able to answer to, even to the government or the non-government, they should be able to answer to these things. They should be answerable. That is a very clear message that my Gibeons should see reason. Should see reason that, oh, we have a person that when he's elected, or we're going to elect him, so that when he gets in a house, listen, you like it or not, in the political landscape of our country, the name Nathaniel Fallow McGill is not just the ordinary name you would play with. In the current Liberian politics, the political environment of our country now, no government, even out of CDC, no government will come and see people like Mangel in the Liberian Senate and think that you will not work with you need to work with people like Honorable Mangel because they are resourceful. So this man is saying to you, my Gibbon, I'm saying this because you don't want to be a country that always you will be counted to be the least among countries when they're talking about countries. Let me play this, then I go to the lines, and I want to listen to my Gibeons today on this issue. What do you make of this? And I think if undecided voters, there should be one of the reasons why you should think the way of Honorable Miguel and say, no, if I cannot vote him for anything, but let me vote him because when I vote this man, we will have the establishment of war and economic council in this country. Play this thing. Let's take our time and listen again.
My buried my money in the grave. You get more protecting it. I said, okay. Say I said bury my mom money in the grave. I read it today. Go to the grave so you can take it. But you know come to here. You were put accusing me too. So they back me. They bring that. I want to bring the economic plan in Liberia. So my audience, I said to you. I see now. The people who care our government. The following. The people who are the that would have been a person. They took a lead. I brought two men judges. And I told somebody, you can't tell them I'm I'll do a champion of making sure that I will bring up we'll bring up another champion and we'll start with 1980 to present. So we know who are the things. I'm sorry for government, I'm being very good. No, who is this stealing money from government? Again. They'll be trusting in this country. Not few people are going to tell few people and they better come here. You know, I would say, oh, for me, they can't do the money in the
Okay, thank you. Let's go to the lines now. You can see the message, and it's very powerful. And I like the way he plays, and it's clear and in 077090790790790809079079080 are the two numbers to join us on the show tonight. You can join us on the WhatsApp line plus 231-770-942048. 231-770-942048 is the WhatsApp line. For those of you wanting to call us on WhatsApp, let's take the very first caller on the line here. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yeah, I'm Emmett Telecom Cowell.
Okay, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yes, I listen to my show very
Mm.
well.
Mm.
But what catch my mind to call today to call on the show because Mr. McGee said Minister for Ministry of State. And what did I get to step in? No, even some of working code.
So the Minister of State has the power to establish war crimes code?
He don't have the power.
Didn't you
But
listen to me making this very simple and clear? Hello?
hello?
Yes, good evening.
Yeah, hello.
Go ahead, sir.
My name is Susan and I come from where I am.
Yeah, we all are. Go ahead.
Thank you all so much for the discussion.
Mhm.
But I would yet to see Mangaze of Mangaze is the man who came to Wallet my GB. Where was Mangaze? I thought he was the minister.
So we're not asking as to where was McGill. We're talking about what he said about the establishment of war and economic crimes code. Yeah. Hello. Good evening.
Hello?
Yeah. Good evening. You're live.
Hello?
Hello, sir. You are live.
Yeah, my name is Emmanuel. I do know you from Congo Town.
Emmanuel, go
I
ahead.
I listen to you to your comments here. You talk about, evidence American put this tension on see the video. I want you to understand that American don't put tension on people just because of tension. They have done that investigation and we have that investigation to know what
Were there any proof you put to show that this is true for what they said?
the way your government is to conduct an investigation, but I want to say that
Okay, so you think somebody might just say you do this and you
Hello.
just go do investigation? Good evening, my brother.
I was talking when you called me out.
Yeah, because the thing you are saying was quite different from what we're discussing. So I said, let us be within the confines of our discussion.
Maybe because I think maybe you can go with me or because I'm not even
No, I'm not angry with you, my brother. I'm happy angry with you. Hello. Yes. Good evening.
Hello?
Yeah, you are live. So go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon. Good evening.
Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Good evening.
You are alive, sir. Please go ahead.
Yeah. I have to question because the government. I think the government didn't do justice to Lieutenant Mange.
Hmm.
Because in the first place, when they were elected, McGill was involved into the time and suspend. I think the president went ahead and suspended Nathaniel McGill. I think that was not justice for him. They were established or elect, they were passed through competent education before they should have suspend him or he should have resigned. But he didn't do that. He went ahead and suspended the man. So, the doubt need to go and people begin to believe the you see, it's like you now. I cannot come to you and say, oh, your son stole from me without doing any justice or establishing any investigation. When you start teaching your son, they're not doing justice for your son. There should be evidence
Hmm.
or investigation of the government. The president didn't do that. So you went and suspended there. You see, so you should have done that.
Okay.
I was speaking of a World Council and Economic Council. I think it should be listened. You see, the president has to do justice and then
Okay. Thank you very much. This person. Hello. 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 Good evening. Hello. Let me take another person here. Good evening. Good evening. Joseph, go ahead.
Yeah, brother, you are saying that there's no evidence in my shoe. How will you say that? And then
Do you have evidence? Do you have evidence? Have you seen any evidence of where he stole? Okay, so then no, we should not talk about it, right? We should not talk about it. We should not talk about it. Once you don't have it, you ask you say you don't have it, then
Hello.
you won't talk about it. This is some of the things you people can do. Hello,
Hello, how are you?
good evening, sir. The thing I said is quite different from what some of you people say.
Hello.
My girl said you should have establishment. He will put. They are talking different things. Hello, go ahead, my brother. Let's hear you.
Yes, for Nathan Mange,
What's your name, sir?
My name is Emeka Kowal.
Okay.
Nathan Mange said when he went, he was supposed to work on court.
He will push for the establishment.
He will push for work on court. No, these days are most Liberians, the opposition, when we began to get position, they use work on court to be captain for them.
How many
Work on court
persons
is-
said it? Imagine there. Only honorable my girl said it.
All Liberians now, most of the opposition, they use
Name-
work on court to be
name them.
to be working for them. Just saying going yesterday, but what I'm
Okay, my brother. Thank you. Thank you. I'm here want the people from Mangibi to tell anything. Hello,
yeah, my name is Manuel
Emmanuel from where?
from Congo Town.
Go ahead. You just
I
lie.
just want to ask you a question. How much you were
You don't-
saying as a
you-
journalist, saying all sort of things about McGill. McGill is very corrupt. There's nothing to doubt
So
about it.
I cut you off to ask me how much I will pay. The same money you were paid, that the same thing. You see, that's some of you people give you chance to, or they say how much you were paid. Eh? Ah, God. Let me take another person on the line here. Hello.
But it seems to be just in the
This person. Good evening. Hello.
Hello?
Yes. You are live, my brother. Go ahead. You are live. Go ahead. Or why is it this guy? Let me take another person. Here.
You are right. Go ahead. Hello?
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, sir. Good evening. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hello. I'm calling from Kakata.
You are live. I said go ahead.
Good evening. Yeah, hold on.
Oh, Liberians, we really need more time for most of our people. I'm saying to you, sir, you are live. Please go ahead, stay. You see, even though, yeah. Anyway, we need to manage these things. Get our people to. Hello, go ahead.
Yeah, but you are asking for evidence.
Sir, I'm not talking about evidence issue here. I just said that in passing, we're talking about the establishment of war and economic grounds too. Okay, so we're not talking about that. What we're discussing here, what we played is what we're discussing. What we said and what Honorable McGill said is what we're looking at. That if he's elected, the people of Miami County, he's gonna come within the Liberian Senate as their senator, and he's gonna be advocating and pushing the establishment of war and economic crimes. Quote is what he said, and it's what we're saying. So if that happens, you that are talking there, some of the people that are victims of the war, that some of the people did some of the things they did to you in this country, definitely when the establishment of war and economic crimes code is pushed and it is impacted into law, most of you will be pleased, and there's you people we have a huge benefit in the sense that some of the people that these people did all kinds of things for during the war period. We have to answer to these things, right? They say, "Oh, the president here, the criminal, they stole and everything." They will be able to subject themselves, and so that they can go through investigation to know whether it is truth or not. That is what we're saying here. And we're not talking about whether they may get no, no, no.
Hello?
It's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about the establishment of war and economic transport. Hello,
Hello, how are you? Okay?
go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Momo Masakwe calling from Providence.
Mama, go ahead.
Yeah, in the first place, Natana Mange boss, which is the president, when he was coming to power, this was the same message he brought in.
Did
After we elected him,
Did you?
he
You
said,
see?
"Oh, I'm not the only one that will bring more economic crime code."
No, he
So
did not
how
say
sure
so.
are you
Hello,
making now?
sir.
Hello, I'm coming.
No, let me correct you now.
One minute.
Let me correct
One
you.
minute. I want to
Let me
two of you.
correct you. Let me correct you. You need to be cool. You can't say 1 minute.
Man,
You
there you
need
go.
to
Why
wait.
don't you give me time to talk?
Just wait. The president did not say that he won. The president was clear. The president said the lawmakers, the people that you voted for from your districts, your counties, they are the ones that should have done it. And he was willing, and he's still willing.
So in this case, according to your own explanation, how can Natana Maki as an individual get into that house and fight for the war and economic crime code,
Thank you. Very
which
good.
is in the past?
And listen,
They
ask,
are
and you
that
ask, let me answer you. Let me answer you. You ask a very good question. You ask a very good question. You know how it works? And now the president has to sit there and make the law. You have lawmakers. So the issues will be raised with his colleagues and they will pass the law, and that law will be sent to the president for his signature. When it is signed in that law, it comes from the House of Representatives and the Liberian Senate. That's how it works. So it will be good when you have people like Honorable Natana Mangill there, you'll be able to do it and make it as a law and make those of the people that have done some things against this country will be able to answer.
my brother, I do not believe in all what.
Okay, thank you very much. No, we're not having it for you. We're not believing show being here we're running.
Hello.
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 It's about giving you information that you need to know. Good evening, my brother. Let's hear you.
Yeah, good evening. Yes, Natana Maki said when you win, you bring up on code. I say yes, it's fun. We all want to work on economic code. But they were saying that is that the president can win when your opposition was 12 years. So when you win, you're going to work on code. And at the end of the day, if I find it with now the many men I ever go one people that road is still just in that kind of whatever it is.
Did that stop it? Did that stop it? Did the people do their part and then he refused to do his part?
And the president said, oh, he asked us, what do you want work on code for development? Which means if you develop work on code, what to do? So work on code, you see what can be speech.
No, Honorable Magoo is not that. I'll cut you off because most of the people, the thing I like about you can say things. You say somebody a criminal. They like to say you've investigated the person, you got facts, or you were there when the person stole from you. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, I'm Lieutenant Felix here.
Let's go ahead.
My brother, Uncle Lieutenant, we just have to making things very clear.
Very
The
simple.
audio that you play is not a word. We have a word is that so, but I don't know again, And also when you make me senator, you make me senator. What I'll do?
Yes.
But I already know what's very happening to all my brother.
Woo!
My gift for my gift for all. I just for my brother because that's my gift. That's not my gift. He's not a for nothing. The guy is labor. This is not normal. It's the same thing. Completely in the whole country. I can put every company. I just to go my Abu. I get the around. He's labor. Not normal. He's the same thing for in the whole country, my brother. So he made a difference. Collaborate for us. Start with blessing. So when I pay my way to God, go to market, labor. Not normal. Kind of country.
Thank you very much. You know the thing, you just said it right. I made it very easy and simple. We're not talking about what the man said when he's elected. Hmm? The people of Maggie be counted to elect him so that when he gets in the Liberia Senate, he's going to be pushing for the establishment of war and economic crimes caught in the country. Isn't that something good? And then he's oh, yeah, they made this, they made that. How many of you are clean in this country? Do you understand this entire thing? You know some of the things are behind it. Yeah, sometimes you people just come up and say things and everything. Yes, but that is the beauty of democracy. We allow you to talk your own, and then we give you the opportunity to express yourself. That is how it is. Play that voice again, so that maybe those of you that didn't get it will get it well.
I get buried in my money. Get more protecting it. I said, okay. Say I said, I better my money in the red. Red is dead. Ever over the red so I can take it. But in this country, people who are killing people. So, they fight me. They I want to bring the economic plan in Liberia. And so from my audience, for me, I said to him, the other people care about parents. They care about parents. They sponsor them. They open with me. They look at me. They took and bring it. They took me. Now, not too many judges in this country. I want someone to say, why become senator like you? I'll be a champion of making sure that I will bring war plan Korea. I will bring economic plan Korea. I will start from 1980. So we can know who all has been stealing money from government. I'm not money from government. I'm not being delegated. Who has been stealing money from government? So we can investigate. Who has been stealing money from government? I'm not money from government. I'm not being delegated. Who has been stealing money from government? So we can investigate. Let's go investigate. If for any government to do that, let's investigate everybody. They'll be just doing the country. You want to go and tell people and tell somebody, and live in an apartment. No, I was the me, they can't live in the mind, money in the brain, they get more protected. I said, okay. Say that my mom went in the brain. Ready today, they will go open the brain so you can check that. But in the country, people are accusing people. So, they fight me. They go ahead. I want to bring the economic coach in Liberia. So from my audience, I was there to you. While you see now, the other people care about parents. They care about parents. Supporting them. They open with me and come up. They took out the they took out the bring at the end of the day, they took a leave. Now, brought too many judges in the country. And I told somebody, I was saying to you, I'll be a champion on making sure that will bring water. We'll bring economic grant area.
Okay. Stop.
And we'll start from 1980 to present. So we can know who all have been stealing money from government. Every day I'm money from government, myself being delegated. No, who have been stealing money from government, so I'm delegated. Okay. Let me investigate somebody. Let me investigate. I will go over to investigate. If any joining government to our to data, let me investigate everybody. They will be joining the country. That few people will go and take people and take somebody and live in a apartment. You know, if I say don't go for me, they can't deliver that later. I mean, my money in the grave. You get more protecting it. I said, okay. Second thing, I'm burying my mom in the grave. I read it today, tomorrow to go open the grave so you can check that. But you know, in this country, people are accusing people. So they find me. I want to go to bring the economic plan coach in Liberia. So for my audience, so me, I was sent to you. But you see now, the people who kill our parents, they kill our parents, they follow them. They open women and say, they took a baby. They took a woman, bring a long person, and they took a baby. Now, there are too many judges in the country. Now, because I'll be a champion of making sure that I will bring water to here. We'll bring economic grant to here.
any one side will rig the election. But what I'm saying here is, at times there are things that you see and let go for the sake of peace. We have a fragile peace in Liberia. So because you want peace, some things you see and you allow them to be. Like, it is not 100% independently verified as to the authenticity of what they say about there. It happened in what happened in Nigeria or in Sierra Leone in the election. But for the sake of peace, people allow these things to flow and they living in. I'm not trying to bring their situations to us in Liberia, or I'm not trying to say, it is the best thing for people to rig elections or let people go ahead and rig elections. No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying to you, Liberians, what do you expect? What do you want to see on October 10 in Liberia? Do you want the people to go to the voting process, the violence, or do you want to caution Liberians that on October 10, this time, it is not something that we should always say this, or you need to allow leaders, or, the maintenance of the peace in this country is everybody's business. And so we all need to add our voices and speak to each other and say, you know what? We need to do this. And this is how we need to do it. Let us be polite and let us educate each other. And let us do things the way we are to do them. Let us talk to each other. As for me, I'm going to start the ball rolling before I open the lines. This is not about political party. I don't want people calling here and say, oh, that party won't do this, that party. No. Anybody that you want to blame a political party, a particular political party, I will cut you off. Please, I will need to cut you off. We don't want to make any blame game here. We want every one of us to share our thoughts and advise each other as to what we need to do on October 10th and after October 10th. As for me, as Sekou Sharif, a Liberian journalist, I'm saying to you, Liberian, we should go to the election on the election day, October 10th, which is on Tuesday next week, with a very open mind. We should go with a sense of patriotism, love for country, with a sense of maintaining the peace of our country. Go there peacefully, listen to all of the instructions. Do not be the reason to cause problem. If those of the people responsible, the networkers or security officials, when they say do this, no matter who you are, once that preference is not given you, I advise that you go by all so as to avoid any other confrontation or that you because some of these confrontations will lead to something different. Because, for example, if our senior person from a particular political party goes to the voting center and he or she fails to go by what the folks out there saying to them, and they want to tell him or her the right thing to do, and he or she fails to do that, and the guys there want to do what is right, and they start to have the tension building up and everything. Then you have the people reporting on the social media that, oh, the security people do this. At the end of the day, before we can go through all that kinds of investigations and everything, it won't be good for us. So I'm saying to all of you from very different political parties, individuals that are not from any political parties, if you go on the election day, please listen to what those of the people responsible will say to you. If they are doing or saying things that are not right, be polite in addressing it. I know And I can say this: there are very unprofessional security people in this country. There are many, but please, security people, the police, the joint security, the only people that have the very high standard of discharging their duties, it is the armed forces of Liberia, the army. But apart from that, the police and the other joint security, you have some unprofessional people among them. At times, they overreact. Are begging you on election day, people already going with different mindset. Please, officers, do not be the reason to cause problems. Be polite and talk to the people that are going to go vote. There are some people they don't know. Some people leave their homes with their very problems. They go vote. Take your time and talk to them. Tell them this is not where you need to be. If there are no demarcations of it, if there are demarcations, sometimes there can be demarcations, but yes, the people don't see it. Or some people don't understand what they meant. What you need to do, educate them. Sir or madam, can you please use this side? This side is not to be used. I don't think if you talk to people in that manner and form, anybody will want to shout at you as the officer. But at times, some of you, the officers, don't stand here. If you stand here, I'll do this. And you, the way you sound, you irritate the people. You sound very unprofessional. So I'm saying this in as much we all need to work this together. The securities need to play their part. The citizens need to play their part. The National Elections Commission need to play their part. So when we all play our various part, it will allow us to go through a very easy process of voting without any embarrassment. We will go and vote. If you go to vote and they say, if you finish voting, don't stay around here. Please, my people, let me say in simple English, please don't stand there. Please listen to what the people will say. This election is not just a regular election. This election, if we make any mistake, it will plunge this country to where we don't want to see it. And so we all need to work together. We all need to do the right thing together in the process of maintaining the peace and doing what is right. And so we can have free, fair, and transparent elections so that those of the people responsible will be able to do their job. We're begging you. We're begging the security people. We're begging the National Election Commission people. And next to you, please carry your materials in time. Sometimes some of the places will not get their materials in time, and these people will go there to go vote. They're not there. And the networkers too, the training they gave it, please display your do it because sometimes too when people go vote, they will still on the line. You take one person. That one person will stay alone there, and then before you take another person. So sometimes too, it is boring. Please, we know you need to go through the processes to check the people names and all that kind of thing. But let us be swift. Let us be fast in it so that we can have a very, smooth process. So it is about time for you to advise your advise whosoever that are listening to you. Let us add our voice. What do we want to see on October 10th? What do we want to see after October 10th? After October 10th, I'm saying if results are announced by the constituted authority, which is the institution that has the sole authority to announce results in this country, the National Elections Commission, I beg you, my people, let's accept the results. Human being, we are not 100% free from error, but I think NEC is doing her best. Let us accept the results and move on. If we are to go to we are to go to a second one-off, let us prepare ourselves and go for it. If anyone wins the election, let us accept the result, and then we move on. There will still be elections to come. 0770907. This is a very serious message. And we are cautioning you as an institution, voice of Liberia. This is what we're saying to you. Please, we beg you, Liberians. The security people, we beg you. Networkers, we beg you. Liberian citizens that are going to be voting, we beg you. Please, let's do things together and so we can maintain the peace. We can have for free fair and we can have a smooth elections in this country. That when you go home and say, you vote for this, oh, you vote for this. Yeah, yeah. There you go. Until we wait for National Elections Commission to announce the results. 0770907 907 0770 907 907 0880 907 907 0880 907 907 are the numbers +231 770 942 is the WhatsApp line. Let me go and take the very first person on the line here. Please, we want you to talk to other people because this is everybody's business. We all need to add our voices together and then we speak to each other as to how we need to do the voting process in terms of maintaining the peace. Hello,
Good evening.
good evening.
Yeah, my brother, you said it all. I think your advice is worth taking. Especially we are coming from outside to go vote. There are some people who don't sleep well. There are some people who might are not. And there's also another people to go to the hospital. Let's go and ask the toilet. I think it is better for the security to come to handle people, to handle the situation. Like for the network, they are always free. Now I know about to come myself. I've been network before. They are always free. You see them, self-fit, we use that. So will you please use that? No. Somebody would like to do that security. Move. Move on the side. Also, come back. Now you ask me for the person. I like the way you put it. At least that's education for security. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This person. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, Tego?
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoy sometimes you are great, you say the fact. Now, it's a good discussion
Mhm.
to educate the people on the election. I commend you for that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, continue the good work.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you very much. You see, Sunday night can really enjoy me. Okay, let me take another person here. Good evening.
Hello?
Good evening. Let's hear you, sir.
Yeah, my name is Otelo from one margin county.
Go ahead.
Yeah, my main message into the first time voter.
You just need to move from your monitor. The feedback is too bad for us. Go ahead.
Yeah, you know, for me, I feel to the first time voter. Some of them were born, everything was over. The fever with the next year, affecting their parents, and let us talk to that. To let them maintain the peace. We don't want to eat pankana again. We actually know for what they want again. So we're breaking this violence, let's stay away from violence. When you go, whenever will tell you or what they will tell you, let us listen to them. So I'm begging them. Pick what to beg the person and then listen to me.
Okay.
So I tell you, thank you. You are very hot. You are very hot.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. This person. Hello.
Hello?
Good evening.
My name is John.
Go ahead.
My appeal is to the election commission. They should not be forced to do what they have to do. I say that because of the recent incident I have for the final voter rule. The voter rule is not supposed to be challenged 30 days to the election time. It is supposed to attempt to do some long time before 30 days to the election time. Why did they sit to the United Party and take that to the Supreme Court and they force them before they could do it? That does not sound good signal. It's not good. They are the one controlling the election. Let them be free. Between them and put everything fairly. They should not create suspicion. When they start to create suspicion when someone loses the election, they will think they have been cheated. So let them do their best and don't repeat such again. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This person. Hello.
Yeah, how you doing?
Yes, go ahead.
It's 187 calling from the city of Zion.
The city of where?
Zion. Somewhere I'm at the end.
Go ahead.
Yes, I thank you very much for that advice. But we need to really advise our youth. Because most of these things can be caused by them. When they go and pass from one shop to another, and pass from one ghetto to another, they start to disturb and then start to do things that is not necessary. I think as the rest of the students, Liberia is for every one of us. Whosoever wins is for Liberian, not for any other person. I think we're not leaving here to go carry everything out. So let them be, the knowing that they should stop and behave well. Because when they cause the trouble, we always scatter. You see?
Mm.
It will be everybody part. It will be the turn track. And not for what right alone. Not for only the person that lose, and not only for the person that wins, but everybody will be affected. So thank you very much for that advice.
Okay. Thank you, this person. Uh, hello.
Good evening.
Yes.
Good
Go ahead, my brother.
My brother, let me, I told somebody yesterday, I said, we are supporters, not supporters. One thing we have to do in Nigeria.
And hello. Hello. Okay, let me take this. Good evening. Good evening.
Thank you. My name is Andrew Moses Sepu,
Mhm.
and I grew up in District Tech 2.
Go ahead.
Even though you said we should refrain from name calling, but we are fully aware that the people who are very desperate to take over the presidency of this country, they are willing to do anything to take over the presidency of this country. We will not put a name on Labyrinth for notice. These are the people that are threatening the peace that we are enjoying in this country today. Seku, I can tell anybody, if you want to know the definition of peace, you don't have to Google it. Just look in the face of President we are going to see the definition of peace. 2020, this government conducted a free, fair, and transparent election that brought many of the opposition senators and that of representatives in the midterm election. These people were celebrating around here. Nobody has seen it from the National Election Commission. The same people that conducted the 2020 election, they are still there. How can someone will be saying that Georgia want to rig election? We just
Hey,
want to
my man. Thank you very much. Thank you. Let me take the other person. I said, let us talk to people now. Hello.
Hello?
Yes. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, people. I'm Koyata from Corway.
Mhm.
I appreciate you so much for the topic on the discussion.
Mhm.
For my advice to the election commission.
Mhm.
The election commission has the role or the greatest role to play in this election with the peace. What I say this is that once the election commission has announced the FFR, knowing the number of the persons that want to vote in this election, every presidential candidate with their representatives, they have their calculations to have the policy. And right now in the world and at large, the analysis are defined. So with that number of presidents that we have to contest in the election after deducting invalid vote and all of those things, when the election commissions come out and announce the result, I think there will be no problem of breaking the peace of no violence. So I want to say also the election commission, if they are listening,
Mm.
they have a huge responsibility to make sure that the ballot papers that will be counted the right way and the right thing should be done. As you said earlier, if there will be a need, if there will be a need and necessity, we will have a runoff. We go to the runoff. If there will be also want to see a faster and young people to see how fast we can handle this in peaceful way.
Thank you very much, my brother, for joining us as well on the show, listening to Liberians. I'm told our guest is already here. Let me take this person here on the line. Hello. Hello.
Evening.
Good evening.
There is second.
Yes, you're live.
Okay, thank you. Mrs. Daniel P. from Hallway. Yes, let me just address the last caller. I think Liberians need to understand your advice, but the bottom part of the advice needs to go through the National Elections Commission. As a matter of fact, they are the one that have the governing authority. Every other authority that will control, that will make the process vibrant, peaceful, and credible to be enhanced. The FRR is still the normal Liberians that have to go through the pool that needs to be published. That day
Mm.
was especially the National Election Commission. And I think the National Election Commission, the one right now that is holding the people like Libya,
Mm-hmm.
that is the winner of the election should be given the result.
Mm.
Whoever wins the election, they should be given the proper result.
Mm.
Not in a case where it's on power win, then you take it, you give it to Peter Paul, or you keep that Peter Paul in power, Peter Paul getting cash to get it. That is where the problem is. Like for us in the United Party, you know
Mhm.
that President Ria is former president.
Okay, thank you. I continue on. Yeah, thank you. I said don't call name. Just go ahead, speak to the issue. Don't say the other party or other party. I'll continue on, my brother. The thing I made it very easy, very very easy. So, like I said today earlier on, that we're gonna have for us as our guest. One time, I think he used to be assisting minister, right? Or deputy minister at the Ministry of Labor. And one time, senatorial defeated candidate in Montserrat County. Yeah, so so but it's good to see you. Been a while. How you faring?
Things are okay.
professional life treats us good and keeps us busy.
Maybe you need to make his microphone a little bit. Okay,
Oh,
very
okay.
good.
No
Mhm.
problem. Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a while. Stop seeing you. I remember the last time when you were at the Ministry of Labor when you decided to leave government to go and contest. And then after contesting, you had other programs like the equation thing. I
Yeah.
saw a
Yeah.
post where you left. I don't know, you took some people out of the country.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been very nice life with you out of government.
Yeah, things are okay. One belief I have is
Mm,
what makes you happy.
mm,
And for me, I see myself as a person who provides service in terms of making people to think, whether in government or out of government. I
mm,
want people to think. I want them to ask themselves the hard questions that they don't normally ask themselves. So after leaving government, I found my role in helping to do evaluations and analysis for multiple organizations that put the bread on the table. And then to make me happy, I continue my support of Christian endeavors
mm.
I've always done. I got Liberia to become the African country that took part of the Ultimate Christian Championship. And of course, Liberia took home three separate medals. And hopefully, we expect the Liberian team to go to Spain this year
Okay.
to compete in the International Christian Championship. My thing is being smart should not go out of style. That's one thing I always hope for. Being smart should not go out of style. People should get fulfillment
Mm.
from being good at what they can be good in. So some of us are not gifted in other things.
Okay.
Yeah, but those things that we are good in, we want to ensure that yes, it's possible for us to be appreciated and recognized. People who share similar strengths
Mm.
can also be recognized as well.
Okay, thank you, and welcome to the show. It feels good to have you on the program tonight. You want to tell the Liberian people, first of all, what prompted you, to contest the senatorial seat within Montserrat County? Looking at our county, very politically, you have
Mhm.
different, strength in terms of different political parties. What
Yeah.
prompted you? Did you see any sign of victory that led you to contest in Montserrat County?
So for me, when it comes to politics, my first decision is should this person win?
Okay.
If I believe that a person should win, I'm willing to support them, even if they don't win. I've lived up to
Mm,
my principles. I believe that they should win.
okay.
And I think a lot of people feel that. I also felt that the people of Montserrat County had an opportunity to tap into a person of known legal ability who has developed himself administratively strong, working in more than one branch of government, had a professional history that we track now. And I got involved in the process on that basis. Uh, I came fourth in the electoral race out of 10 candidates.
Mm,
And I tell you, it was a great experience for me. In a way, I discovered myself in some. I got to know what are some of the strengths and weaknesses that people evaluate me by
mm,
as an individual.
mm,
And that was very important to know. I also got to know some of the things that I got by association. Every time you come up here, there might be some people like Voice of Liberia or don't like Voice of Liberia.
mm.
So there are also some people who disliked me because of association. I got to know those things. And I think I'm a better person because I contested as senator of Montserrat County. And
Not
for
even representative, a whole senator.
comrade, if it's not difficult, I won't do it.
they said
I want to do things that are difficult.
they said when your dream don't scare you.
Yeah, that is that. And let me share this with you.
Mm,
Nobody remembers the first person to drink water, the first person to breathe.
mm,
But our children study about Pedro de Santra, the first European man to come to the coast of Liberia, or the first Portuguese sailor,
mm,
because it was difficult.
mm.
So my goal in life is to do something that is difficult, that people will study me in time to come. And if only chance, I will do more difficult things. And there will be some that I will succeed in, and some that I may not succeed in at the first try.
Mm.
Mhm.
What did you do when you served at the Ministry of Labor that today you can point to? You say that when I served in government, particularly the Ministry of Labor,
you tend to see things from the lens of the masses, from the lens of the people who seek to enter government. But when you enter government, you also see things from the lens of a nation state interacting with other nation states. So, from the lens of what was of interest to the people who elected the state government in which I serve, I'm glad to have been a part of multiple cases where I'm rooting for the ordinary Liberian against some corporate giants, the like of Firestone, ArcelorMittal, B Mountains, etc. But on the basis of the law, not on the basis of just trying to score points. So I'm glad I was able to stand the quote unquote tension and temptation of rooting against a corporate behemoth, as the word is. And when it came to international obligations, there is some concept called trafficking persons that has or ranking produced by the US government every year. At the time we got in government, Liberia had been found delinquent for 2 years already. And when Liberia to be delinquent for another year, our nation will have lost all US government support, other than $8 million that was going directly into some form of health care. So during my time at the Ministry of Labor, working on a school official from the Moses White then Minister of Labor and President Metro Kennedy in Lofa County, we were able to ensure that Liberia created a national action plan, a second national action plan, or we put in pathway, and we generated a national report that was able to get Liberia elevated from the status of delinquency to the status of being a nation that was deemed to be making significant efforts maintaining critical U.S. government support for projects like the Millennium Challenge Compact, in health-related programs, some education work, or the work you see here being done by Peace Corps, etc. If we had not played our part at the Ministry of Labor, all of those programs would have ended. Imagine how many Liberian jobs would have been lost.
Okay, so it means at times when you said you miss your days in government.
So there are two ways to look at it. When you leave high school and enter the college or larger world, you don't miss high school because it's something you want to do immediately, but you remember your friends, the engagements you had, the common interaction. And I'm one person who believes in not having formal friends.
Yeah.
So I was able to fortunately not lose all of my friends. We kept in touch, and some of the work I did with other groupings meant that we had to meet in different capacities. Uh, I'll tell you, if you are also a public servant in our part of the world, you undergo a lot of tension. The first thing is your resource become a public resource. You respond to calls from institutions, individuals you might not have been as much connected to as otherwise. You have to go to certain places at certain points in time with particular attire. There's a level of stress if you want to do the job right. You will also decide to be in government, and maybe because your route is somewhere obscure and not do nothing and get paid. But if you want to do the job well, you are going to find it to be a bit tense. So I think I've enjoyed the rest. And I'm one person who appreciate the time I spend in government as well as I appreciate the time outside of government.
Out of the government.
Yeah. Both of them treated me well.
Okay, so meaning that the position you served, it was one of it is one of the senior positions at the Ministry of Labor that you've got a lot of things to do with. Leaving from there, going into politics, and you coming from CDC, you preached the messages of CDC, asked Liberians to vote CDC dead, that brought the government to power, and then you were one of the youngest persons to have been appointed in the government, and quote unquote, this is what political pundits other
Mhm.
people think and saw, and they said, you did not do well to CDC. You left CDC. Instead of you to continue to serve the CDC, you left CDC and you went and contested against CDC in the senatorial election. Why you decided to take such a decision not to contest from CDC? You said that you did not reach the benchmark, or you were being pushed out of the door. Like many would say that CDC at times they take people based on money.
So let me responding to that say that the CDC and I have had numerous conversations
Mm,
on this matter, and not only the CDC myself, the CDC and the political group have formed a social movement.
mm.
We have resolved to put that behind us, and
But we as journalists will ask you.
yeah. You asked me, and I could choose not to answer.
No, but you will still make it clear because the people
Yeah,
need to know.
but if the people
Mm,
should understand that political parties too are not omniscient.
mm.
They don't have a complete understanding of the future, past, and present. Neither do individuals. So we all make decisions that upon review, we think maybe it could have been done differently. The CDC wanted to win. I wanted to win. Neither of us won. In a way, I think the public was telling us, face your differences. If you face your differences, when you people work together and came to us, you won. Both of you separated, you didn't win. So we took that as a message from the people. And now we have reconciled those differences. And we have come back to the Liberian people
Were,
and asking them to win.
were
That
there,
we should win
we're
2023.
going to reach to that point. I'm hearing that you've gone back to CDC, but that will be discussed
Mm-hmm.
not now. Were there any specific reason or something that led to CDC not taking you on the ticket of the party in that election?
So many times political institutions, like anybody else, feel hurt.
Mm,
The CDC felt hurt about the 2019 results. And with that, there was a thought of perhaps somebody who had been campaigning for themselves quite a lot to be a candidate for the party.
mm,
And they thought not most father who have no person have been campaigning for himself a lot as a representative candidate.
mm.
And my own thought was, well, it's a time for the CDC to ask for partisans to rally around making a new individual. So those were the two um, poles of thought in the process. And in some instances, one of them will be right. So for instance, in Lofa County presently,
Mm.
there's a high likelihood of that getting an atmosphere of contender who have been involved in multiple electoral processes in the past is going to make a great difference for the CDC when it comes to being this is the first time the CDC candidate is considered a viable contender in the race. So though that formula did not work in Monserrado, it's working in Foya.
Mm.
And then there are other times that the CDC featured young candidates that people consider to be quote unquote unknown. I remember when they were tell them young blood contested in District 9. You contested against giants, the likes of the late great Randall, Ketakume Imori, and others. But that was a new face, and she won. Even Frank Safoko, he was also a new face that won. So elections are not exact science. There will be sometimes you try a formula, it doesn't work in one place. You try the same formula in another place, and it works. So with our human limitations, we won't get it right all of the time.
But do you agree to this belief that you are one of the reasons why CDC did not win in Monterey County? Looking at the number of votes that you took from the party, if that could be added, it could be a very good number that will allow maybe the candidate will use that CDC put out there winning the election.
So because I was contesting, I see it differently. I see that maybe part of this reason was the reason why I didn't win.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I see it as the other way.
Uh,
Yeah. So I think it was if you are now contested, I will have one year.
Even though citizens couldn't have, go out to vote for you, though.
No, if you are not contested positions who have voted for me, I would have been the person they would have
But you are
known
not
best.
contesting on the ticket of citizen.
Yeah, it happens. So let me give you an example.
Mhm.
In 2005, CDC did not put up senatorial candidate in Sino County. Those CDC won 85% of the presidential vote in the county. But the people still got senators.
Mhm.
They got senators who in some way identify with CDC ideology in the past. So if Thomas Salah had not contested, I believe I would have won.
Sedition think that you disobey the party mandate by going against the candidate, and you seem not to be trusted anymore.
I don't think you have been talking with physicians as much as you think,
Mm.
because those of us from research background, you do sampling, and sampling should be randomized. There should be control figures, and based on the intense schedule that you may have here, it's possible that you are not able to do such a scientific study. Physicians have been interested in me giving back to the party because you see, having a strong party doesn't help us if we don't have a strong government. So when you don't have a strong government, you need all of those who made the party strong to continue to work together. And going to the Senate, I will have still been a part of government, so I was still added to a strong government. There are occasions wherein within every political party, you see democracy is something that people have to get used to different viewpoints. The fact that there will be people who will not agree with you. And in the CDC, we don't treat people like the way you treated people in Folia. No, we don't run behind them. We disagree. Sometimes it's very thin.
CDC
Unfortunately
is
for me,
noted
I
for
was
being brutal at times.
no. So come here. CDC is not for being what word should I use? Active. We are young people.
Now you are praising CDC because you are going back.
But during the time of my campaign, was I out there saying this was CDC? No. I was clear. I said I was speaking against the candidate in a particular election. Who I was going against. I was not speaking against CDC
When,
generally.
when you are speaking against the candidate your party have then, and you
Yeah.
think it is not the party,
So
how do you
there's a difference.
differentiate that aspect of it?
So there's a difference.
Mm.
The difference is
Mm.
I can look at you and say,
Mm.
I don't like the suit you are wearing today. It doesn't mean I don't like you. There are times I tell my wife, we have changed that suit.
Mm.
She's still my wife. And we will back to church together, the service, and go out there. So how difference would be seen on the suit that she was wearing on that particular day. And I expressed that difference.
So while you've decided this time around, you have few more days to election, and you are going back to the CDC. I know for the fact that your good friend in CDC is the Secretary General Jefferson Koji, and maybe because of the friendship that people want to use to maybe undermine the standing policy of the party, where we have you bring back and maybe downplay some of the things you've done. Why this time?
Political parties are always
But you just have you this.
so.
What changed with me?
So the beauty of looking for people is, let me give you a clear example.
Mm.
When you see your family people go to the market, they tend to go for certain things that are just constant. They want rice, they want salt, they want oil. There might be some days they want pure grains and other things. Some of us were a staple content of the CDC. I joined the CDC in 2005. I contested the first national convention as youth league chairman of the CDC. I didn't win. I drove one out of 29. And this is the
Few
greatest
days
project
to
of CDC.
election.
What is the greatest project? Is
How
elections.
many days? What impact will your project make this time?
It's going to make significant impact because there are people
Hmm.
who, due to the fact that I was seen as distant from the CDC, lost hope.
Hmm.
There are people who follow CDC because of me. I spent, as I said, from 2005 to now, being elected to a national leadership in a political party is not any joking
So
matter.
based on your recent explanation, it suggests to me that you must have been talked to
Yes.
for you know, your return to CDC.
Mhm.
Were you engaged or approached by the president, the vice president, like you mentioned, or your friend, the Secretary General Jefferson?
So let me share with you again my most recent role in the CDC. National Vice Chair for Legal and Governmental Affairs. It means that I serve the party as its lawyer. Engagements between a lawyer and his client are not things that are mentioned in public domain. But what I can say is that I had discussions with people who are able to make decisions on behalf of the CDC.
Like the president,
I had
the vice
discussions
president, the
with
Secretary
people,
General.
multiple persons,
Are you afraid to call names?
multiple persons who are able to make decisions on behalf of the party.
Lawyers are great people.
But lawyers have ethics.
No, but you need to say it now to the
No,
people.
no.
They think their physicians are listening. They will call, though. They will tell you what they
But
want to say
physicians-
because
and you know what?
you will be
Physicians-
telling the people in
Yeah.
CDC, you don't trust Phil because he's coming back. Maybe he has some
So,
mission and everything.
I've been on 4 radio talk shows and none of them have said it.
Yeah,
There have been people who have been calling for as far as Green Gillette County. A lady called from Final, almost crying with joy. And I knew that because we have this in common. Let me share with you an experience that I had where I was doing a consultation with the social movement. I went in Nuku Town. There's an intellectual forum there. The guys at Banner FM to cover that forum. I said, guys, what do you think we need to do in order to strengthen our positions in national politics? And there was a guy who woke up. The guy said, we are a very simple-minded people here. Our point is, when you come from CDC, we listen to you. And there was significant applause when he said, I said, so we all should do work on reigniting the passion and path we have with the party. We respect your whole lot. They have made changes to the level of many of us, but we don't want to have to split our loyalties to be trying to look left and look right. People don't want to experience political crossover. So, with this in mind, I have to understand. I always keep in mind the grouping that I try to serve, and it was on that basis that we got involved in the process.
There's a rumor that when you left the CDC, contested in its
Suspended my membership in CDC.
okay, suspended your membership for a better word, like you want that to be used, and you had a relationship with the Alternative National Congress. There were some promises made, and that did not come to fruition. that you think it is important to return.
So, and let me say this: a lot of the guys in the ANC are persons who were in CDC before. So there's a high likelihood that people in ANC and I are friends. So you check my phone. Of course, the highest number of persons political people on my phone are CDC members. The next largest group will be ANC members, followed by Unity Party, etc. So the fact that we have sat together, anybody who see you leaving when the same party that they left to go somewhere would think that you're a person to go there. Actually, I was invited repeatedly to sit with them on a formal gathering, but at no time did I have any formal discussion with a member of the ANC about joining the party. There is not one person in the ANC who can say that we had a formal discussion on
When
that.
political institutions continue to invite you on some of the events you just mentioned, right? That
I
you
don't
being
mention any events. I said sometimes we meet and we converse. Yeah, so if I'm
It
walking
has
on the
some
road,
interest though, that maybe people have been having some conversation. You politicians don't say the truth at times.
yeah, but in this situation, I've already said the truth. So I don't understand what you're trying to get at.
Because the one I'm trying to get at, which I
Mm-hmm.
made clear that you've been working for ANC.
No.
Promises made, they not live up to it. That's the reason you want to come back to
So I
CDC.
can tell you for certain that if I had joined any political party in Liberia, it would have been frontline youth. I was vice chair for a governing party. So I'm going to any political party that is not a governing party. It's practically the equivalent of them getting a new chairman. They will celebrate with it, they will dance with it. People parade the streets of Monrovia, Phil Tabet Dixon, former national vice chair for legal and governmental affairs, plus all his academic all accolades, has opted to join us. So I did not at any time have a commitment to anybody to join their political party. I tell you, there were invitations from almost every political party in our country. And if,
Including the Unity Party.
of course, including the Unity Party, if you go in the Unity Party, and people think that in our country, there has been this recent way of people making it appear that different political parties, some have khaki blood, some have yellow blood, some have red blood. No. In 2005, my two parents were in the Unity Party. I was in the CDC. So did that mean if my mother cooks, I won't eat? No. If I go to the house and meet food there, I eat. So people in the Unity Party who saw me, they had interest in the process. And I tell you, some of them are disappointed that I did not join the Unity Party. So I've had conversations with people from even parties that are smaller than the Unity Party in the ANC. And a lot of the times we ask questions, and when the honest answer came, it was clear that they either could not accomplish as much as they thought they could offer in terms of ability to to substantively change the situation of our people. The way to change the situation of our people now is to contribute to its governance. For many of the other parties, you find out that you will be ineffective in contributing to the governance of the party, of the country, but rather just simply claiming that you have a political party position. And I know that in the CDC, my voice was listened to a large extent on administrative matters and without any significant difference in its personnel because it's still the same president and vice president.
Hmm.
There is no hesitation as to whether my voice would be heard or not heard. I know that my voice
Phil,
will be
Phil,
heard.
Phil, let me ask you this question, and it's very important to ask you
No, I'm actually open to answering many
as a
questions.
young man.
Yeah.
When it comes to education, you have a very good record that this country can boast of. You've done your best. What do you make of the performance of Liberia's finance minister? Now, this, listen to me, listen, and I have some other questions to this. When you go out there, Liberians will say to you that the current government problem is being caused by the finance minister. Sometimes they will say he talks a lot and says, unfunded things. Some will say he makes a lot of sense. Some will say he has been the reason behind some of the things that you don't have the pieces of the government. Phil, what do you make of it? You, as a person that you understand how education works,
So when it comes to the issue of the finance minister,
you need to be
like
open and honest.
like any
I don't know you to be someone like a friend.
like any person
Hmm.
in government, there has been a number of places that he has excelled, and there have been a few places where perhaps with a bit more consultation, the results would have been different. And I think that uh, going forward, any new administration, perhaps having a little more consultation might be something that would be highly useful with whoever is the finance minister, whether he remains finance minister or is another person. Perhaps if I were to change anything, that is what I would change. Add a little bit more consultation.
Do you think what do you think that the finance minister has caused that coup? It's a very serious impediment to the election of the president.
Frankly speaking, I believe that the finance minister, yes, there have been some things they have done, but it don't amount to very serious impediments to the real estate of President William. We are blessed to have a candidate who manages to overcome a lot of the challenges. And I tell you, the best way for the Liberian people to express their views about Honorable Twe, whether for or against, would be for him to contest as an individual, like I did,
Mm.
and then you get to know
In
how
your
people
own
feel.
in your own rep man, do you think he can win or
Um,
representative election?
man,
No, in your own rep
it
man.
depends on which district the man going on, man.
That's what I'm saying. Which one of the districts?
Man, I will not be, I might not be the campaign manager be contesting.
No, but maybe
Yeah,
just say
so
it
there
out.
might be.
Mhm.
So if he does contest as an individual in somewhere, I think that you see the public who actually put him to his individual record, and we might even get a lot more information about him, whether good or bad, because those who he did good for. I mean, in a professional sense, I don't mean doing personal things for people. They will come and they will say those who felt hurt by his decisions will also express it. I unfortunately that has not happened yet, so the jury is still out as to whether he has been a successful finance minister or not.
The way he addresses issues and as compared to other past finance ministers about addressing the normal, issues of his professional area. You think were you to compare, past finance ministers and the current finance minister, you want to grade it at what point?
So I think you'll be actually unfair to the past finance ministers if you ask me to grade
Mhm.
to compared to them.
Mhm.
I spent 12 years criticizing those past finance ministers.
Mhm.
So if you were to ask me now, yeah, you're trying to teach those guys.
Okay.
Because even if I were to say Honorable 12 hypothetically made 69, I will tell you that the guys made 32 because
Based on
I spent 12 years criticizing them in the government that they were part of. So I think it's being unfair to them that you're asking me to compare
do
Honorable
you
12
think
with them.
Tue has done well with this issue about harmonization in the country?
So as I was at the Ministry of Labor, I think we have consulted more. And that's where I would say, that's where I would start it.
No, the reason why I'm
No,
asking
no,
you,
but it's
listen,
important because I served in government at that time.
mhm,
I said we have consulted more, and that's where I would start it.
you know the reason you need to go beyond that? Liberians think that Tue has not done more in terms of, like you said, consultation, in terms of educating the people to know some of the reasons why it was important or it was not important to have harmonization in the country. And then they think that much more information is still needed as we move towards elections in the country.
So you see, I think when I came earlier, I talked about the different pressures that our government faces. You have the pressure from your people, you have the pressures of international obligations. When Honorable Tue became finance minister, I'm very sure he had no anticipation that the IMF at some point in time will say Liberia should cut down its public sector wage bill or keep it within any particular range. So that was something unexpected that he encountered because of the an international obligation that Liberia has signed up to. Some might say time immemorial. Because Liberia is one of those African countries that are founding members of those Bretton Woods institutions like the IMF and the World Bank. And what my view about harmonization have shifted over time. There are some reasons why some of us, but questioning an international organization like the World Bank is only done very rarely by countries in this financial situation of Liberia. It could be, I'm not sure that Tue is happy that he did harmonization. Ideally, you have kept everybody on the payroll, increased salaries for all of them, including the seditions that were added to the payroll. Everybody who brings their partisans in the government wants the salary to increase every day. That was why United Party was carrying salaries up every year. So it doesn't make any sedition happy that could not happen. But then this issue of international realities that our country needs to live up to as well the Community of Nations intervene. So I know there are others who are making this a political issue and they are making it to appear as though CDC managed to go somewhere and form a local formula for cutting salaries. No, there was international issues about it in the same way that there were international issues like GMAP in the past and so on that we didn't have as much control over as we wanted. So yes, I would have been happy if there was no harmonization in this government. But I'm not too sure it is something that any government that had taken over Liberia would have been able to avoid. It's
The,
not
the,
just the CDC.
the,
Even if it was a different finance minister under the CDC or under another government, there's a high likelihood that they too will have been constrained and compelled
the
to impose
mock-up
harmonization.
exercise carried out by Samuel Toure and the likes of other, you think it was really done properly?
Comrade, I have a first degree in English and a second degree in law. And you want me to evaluate the mock exercise? Comrade, Latin is not literature. So I would not. I would think that there are just so many ways our person will be able to disagree with my analysis of the mop up. So trying to analyze the mop up is going to
Bad
be
Samuel Toure.
it's going to be a disservice to my own academic legacy and even to those who are involved in the process.
Why do you think so? Because they're just saying, even though the Samuel Toure and the likes of the other people said the data, the records are there, and all these formalities, but they said they did not do due diligence in terms of having the rifle people in the entire mobile exercise.
Yeah, so these are things that they have to think. So I have a smart friend, he came third when we were graduating. It's called Richard Carlo in data accounting. When you keep on campus, every time we talk about GAP, generally accepted with apply accounting principles, something of that nature. So in order to discuss that issue, I will have to apply GAP, generally accepted accounting principles, which I'm actually not as familiar with as I would like. And I would be reluctant to give a professional opinion on something that I'm not a professional on without going through the right level of review. So assuming that I wanted to do this for any institution, I will ask you for 3 weeks. I study the papers. I come up with a conclusion that can be supported by the empirical facts. I
So
don't have the time to
have,
do
have
so
you
at this moment.
have you started working currently with CDC now?
You mean like embracing the campaign, supporting campaign activities?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Back in your same position?
So interestingly,
What happened?
so I've been doing legal things for CDC since I returned, which is not surprising for a lawyer. The vice chair of legal and governmental affairs is a very specific role, too. So I won't say that I've resumed that role. That is a decision that can only be made by the National Executive Committee. And obviously, because of the campaign, National Executive Committee is not going to be able to
Is
convene
the
a
position
forum.
still vacant?
I don't believe so. I don't believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're going to be a full member now. Just the regular sedition.
Well, it's something I don't really know. So I said the National Executive Committee. You know, the CDC has an interesting
No,
constitution.
as we speak, you now get any position.
As we speak, I don't have a position in the
They
CDC.
did
That's
having
true.
program, you go stay among the crack. You're not going to sit down on the art table.
So you know there's something we call there are historical luminaries in every institution. When Lone Star is playing, okay, let me give you an example. There was a time a former Liberian player that you might know, James Alista Diva. He was going to a game and he said he wasn't giving a VIP ticket, he gave a national debate. So when there's a CDC event, Phil Tabet Dixon is going there, he's not giving a VIP pass. It becomes also an institutional debate. So
You
I
think you
think
are
we-
entitled to it?
I think that this is a party where we have mutual appreciation for the work that all of us do. There,
Sedition,
there,
I angry with you,
there are
know.
others who have been playing roles, and again, I have been meeting with sedition. As I said, I have a good number of friends who are sedition, and I have also carried some of them to the party. So I think that yes, I don't control people, the feelings of everyone, but I know that a lot of them appreciated the fact that when I resigned from government and I suspended my membership of the party, I didn't make it to be my everyday duty to go on radio and say things about the city or this government that were antagonistic. He asked me, say I'm a part, not against, which was a position that developed based on the space theory of neutrality.
Do you still have a conversation with the president, the vice president, the secretary general?
I
I mean, a
converse,
conversation
I,
you
I, I,
talk on the
I
phone.
converse with these people quite often. Converse
Do you
with them
people
quite often.
communicate on the phone?
I converse with them quite
Okay, what is the
when
message?
you want put me in trouble. You want
Mhm.
somebody to see my phone? To see my conversation with
They,
you?
they say you
I mean, there's a security risk you call for me.
no. What is the message this time? I mean, coming into time, people think that your input this time around will not make sufficient.
So I think it will help you now if you allow me to make my
That's what I'm saying.
if you allow me
What
to make my input,
what
then
is
we
it?
do this.
What is it now you bring in, and how is it with the remaining day?
Mm-hmm. So
The message you're gonna be giving out to my
I'm
parents.
bringing to like the church we are that I brought to them in 2005 and 2011 and 2017. I think I'm an expert in saying good things about George Weah, considering the father has said in these elections. I told somebody I voted for President Weah on 6 different occasions. 2 times in 2005, one time in 2011, the first one, we boycotted a runoff for definitely I didn't vote. In, so that's three. In 2014, I voted for him. For senator, that's four. 2017, I did it for the first round. In the second round, which was December 26th, the day after Christmas. So I voted for him 6 times. Looking at it and say, hey, let's just conclude this. This is my last chance to vote for President George Weah. Why can't I make use of it? Encourage others out there. Some people have not voted for him before. I don't want them to spend a lifetime in a pagan ask his daddy, did you ever vote for President Weah? And he say, no, no. You have to clear this part of your life. Very part of your experience, yes. At some point in time in my life, I voted for President Weah. And for those who have been voting for him before, this is our last time. Let us in it and prove to the people of Liberia that the leadership of our country should not be given to people only on a basis of agitation or saying that the country should become chaotic or even partaking in the chaos of our country, but on a basis of showing love and service to our nation. And I think those are the things that really encapsulate and describe President Weah, a person who was always there when we needed him and is prepared to be there now, even as we need him more. So there's a lot to say about President Weah, and that's why I'm prepared to stay over these next few days as much as I can, as I did before.
So how you gonna run your campaign now?
The
Because you
CDC,
just get from now to Sunday.
the CDC has a campaign that is going on.
No, I'm talking about CDC. I'm
So
talking about you as an individual that ran from CDC, coming back few days to election.
mhm, I'm going to do it by engagement. The fact that has announced that I'm with the CDC, there have been others who have made declarations also are saying that with Councillor Dixon back in the CDC, I feel safe. Now I can go back to the CDC. It also
So your
increases.
absence from CDC made people not to feel safe to be part of CDC. Is it what you're saying?
There were some people who did not. Of course, after, of course, after If you have a friend who is in a particular, so the simple way to do this is, if you have a friend in triple D building, a friend move, will you necessarily go to triple D building that much? No. If that friend is back in triple D building, there's a high likelihood we are going back to triple D building. And that happens to everybody. It's not peculiar to Phil Tappet Dixon. So even so, everybody who might suspend the membership of a political party or leave that party will carry on more questions with him. For some people, it will be two. For some people, it will be 2,000. For some people, it will be 20,000 or 200,000. When Madame Sirleaf left from the Liberia Action Party in 1997 and went to Unity Party, she did carry a lot of people. So the great thing I think about me as a DC's appreciate is that I did not carry my people anywhere else. I did not go to any political
How
institution.
many communities will you visit before elections?
So far, I've used media
Mm.
because it has the capacity to be seen across many places. My first radio program was really in 14 counties. I think there was one county that the station had an issue. So using the media allows us to reach to more places than we would have otherwise went or been to. And yes, there are places that I'm physically going to be, and there are places that I will not go to. Even when I was in CDC for all those years, I did not go to everywhere. And
No,
even
but
those who are in the party do not go to
they
everywhere.
said only there's a serious threat in CDC. Power struggle. How you gonna manage?
So one thing about if people go to political parties for power, I mean, so as long as they are doing it peacefully, people have a friend that are doing it peacefully, that's what political parties are for. We can have conventions, we can have elections. So why people everybody no there's no reason why everybody should be happy with you or with me or with him. There should be people who are unhappy with us because when people are unhappy with us, we learn things. For my daughter to learn how to cook, there will be times when I work with stopper. For me to come right in today when I was studying, there were times that I was hit. So in the CDC, there are times that we differ. Even when I was in the CDC, I remain. There were times, for example, when I was Deputy Secretary General, our Carlos Moses was Secretary General, there were times that we had opposing press conferences. At least this time around, nobody is having opposing press conferences. There were conventions that were disrupted and disruptive. So some of these things have significantly improved, and I tell you, it helps because when somebody comes in, say only people in yellow clothes should enter this door, and I am wearing yellow clothes. I'm looking for. I'm happy with that person. But a man who is wearing black clothes, one for smart to be there and say, "For black clothes people to have the right." And because there is somebody who stood for the black clothes people, there will be black clothes people who will remain in the party. But if everybody will just be quiet when that person say only yellow clothes people should enter here, you will end up losing some of the vitality that makes a party what it is. So that's why the fact that the CDC had different cases of opinion. Like in 2011, you were yeah, there was a big debate in the CDC. Should George we have be the presidential candidate or should he be vice presidential candidate? If he's vice presidential candidate, should it be for Councilor Charles Walker Bronski? Should it be for Councilor Wilson Studmore? We had a big debate amongst ourselves. But the party survived. And I think that the CDC is a flourishing political party because there are different views. And if there is any grouping that want to tell people that well, it will teach us how to think and reprimand us, that's dictatorship. I'm
What
glad the CDC is not dictatorship.
What do you think that you can point to as now, born again supporter of CDC? Yeah, but NIA, born again supporter of CDC that you can point to as one of the many good things this president has done that should be used as one of the reasons why people should re-elect him. Just one of
I think I've said clearly the issue of political tolerance
in the country.
in the country
Is that
by this
something?
government. Comrade, you need it. The reasons why our country ended its period of peace was because of the absence of tolerance. When you had the likes of Madame Salif and others saying different things about the previous government claiming that it was, I'm talking about the 80s,
Mm.
claiming that it was being affected by coups and people being chased and hunted. Our country experienced negative things. When you had the government for President Taylor, even President Salif's government, it took the CDC to maintain a peace. Seditions are put in jail on a regular basis. The legs of Justin Koji, the legs of Moha Molu, Vandala Patrick, Akawas Moses Gray. There are so many of them. Go and check. What is there any executive or any party that's ever been arrested? No. But in fact, the only institution in this country that tries to arrest opposition leader has been the party. When they carry agency to put on criminal charge, imagine if the party or in opposition, you want to put an opposition figure in jail. Because if they have won that case, it is not coming, could have been forced to serve or presented as a common criminal. Imagine that. So this is a party that allows people to express their views in the nation, to do it safely, and to be able to have vigorous and vigilant political meetings. I remember in 2007, or rather 2011, November 7,
Yeah.
seditions were moving. In fact, there have been times that because sedition has been a death sentence. Even this year, you know, seditions have been killed by average political institutions
What
who
do
are
you
in
make of what
opposition.
transpired in Lofa County before we go to the lines in terms of electoral violence? What can you say about it?
I think that it's a clear sign that the United Party should be kept very far away from government to the greatest extent possible by the Liberian people. That's the clearest sign. Comrade,
Why you think so?
let me give you an example. Honorable Len Eugene Nagwe and Honorable uh, Mary Tibro were individuals who did not support President Weah at some point in political career. From they are a kingsman. Is he running behind them? No. They are involved in government that contribute to the quota of decision making. Yet you have the United Party and its stand-up bearer are killing kingsmen of the stand-up bearer for not supporting him.
It has not been proven though.
Comrade, you
It is alleged. You people are saying
no,
that Unity
no, no.
Party.
So frankly speaking, the people are already dead. Whether we want to say it's allegation or not, these people are already dead.
So meaning
Something killed them. Something killed
when
them.
they are dead, it means that you should blame someone else, even if
No,
they are
no,
not
no.
the one responsible.
Something killed them. And when we are prosecuting, then the prosecution does not say the person allegedly do it, does it?
Mm.
We will be prosecuting these people. Everybody who went down there and stole that fellow, everybody who entered that house, significant number of those people who were wearing those red color of t-shirts and whatsoever and chanting those battle cries, our country's peace. And you see people here doing raw mongering noises. What's that? Liberia has graduated. The international community has invested too much in the peace of Liberia for anybody, no matter whether you think you have an angelic plan for this country, to think that you can carry this country back. You can't say think Liberia, build Liberia, and then you say in Liberia again. No, it's not a part of the
What do you
conversation.
think, in a very peaceful mind,
Mhm.
Liberians, we need to do in terms of maintaining the peace come Tuesday, October 10, but after October 10?
I think Liberians, the best way to maintain a peace is to put CDC in mass. You know, you don't want a close election of 5% margin or 3% margin. No. You want a 30-40% margin between CDC and Unity Party as well as the other opposition. So that those who are troublemakers will stay down home, just cry and tell the children if they didn't make it and go to sleep. You don't want so that people be waiting for the next 2 places because maybe the election results from there could help them to win. And then they start arguing whether the other ballot people are invalid or not invalid. So a clear election result is the best thing that Liberians can give for the peace of our country.
Thank you very much. I have as my guest Phil Tapper Dixon, one-time defeated senatorial candidate. He's a counselor too as
One
well.
time senatorial candidate. Because
Why you want to say you were defeated
no,
though?
no, let me explain this
You
to
were
you.
defeated.
No, let me explain it.
Were you not defeated?
Let me explain to you how the words are used. The person who won is the senator, right? Those who did not win are one-time candidates.
In our journalistic way,
No,
we
no,
know
no,
how to
no,
use
no.
our words.
I think
So he was defeated though. So we need to say,
okay. Go ahead.
most of you will not love to give you certain attribution, even
Man,
though.
I'm a former senatorial candidate.
Okay, let's go to the line 07709079070. 07709079070. The WhatsApp line for those of you out of Liberia, maybe you want to participate, you can call us on +231-770-942048. +231-770-942048 is the WhatsApp line. Let's go to the lines and listen to you, Liberians. Good evening.
Good evening. Cool.
Good evening, sir. Let's hear you.
Yeah, let me just move into our conversation.
Good
I'm
evening.
Delaney. I'm now Jay Delaney. And honestly, I listened to the young man. We as young people, seeing a man who is very prudent is something that we support seriously because in terms of education, we prioritize it fully. But one of the attributes that I think you don't have is the issue of institution discipline. And that is what he's struggling about. And we just hope that he's coming back because it's so proprietary. Our sole focus is for us to get everybody on board. So we appreciate him coming back. We just hope that this
Ishmael, are you part of any political party?
Hello?
Are you part of any political party, Ishmael?
Let me just go
Why
ahead.
you don't know that? If Ishmael is somebody that's not
Phil, you
debating,
go ahead.
you don't know your political party.
Phil,
Now you have been part of one political party.
let's pretend the callers. Let's pretend the callers. Go ahead.
No, it's a good thing for him to say.
Yeah, you will respond to that.
No, I can't respond if I give that
Okay,
information.
Phil, go ahead.
I think you have the chance to for me just 1 minute.
Yeah, tell us whether you have been part of any political party.
You
I'm
need to
asking
wait,
you.
let the man. Yeah, go ahead. Ishmael, please go ahead.
Wait, Ishmael doesn't answer the question. I will not answer the question. No, that's clear.
No, but you
No,
need to
he needs to answer this
No,
question.
it doesn't work
To
that way.
establish
No,
his
you
kingdom.
need to calm down. It doesn't work that way. Like yes, go
He needs to
ahead,
establish
Ishmael.
his kingdom.
Ishmael.
So I can remember an instance where Abdul Khan contested for the youth chairmanship and he was struck, but rather he stayed accepted and tried to work along. If it was order, they would say, "Oh, I have the popularity and I think I can break the rule, I can suspend my membership." But no, that's not the case. So when the institution has advised you to make a decision, whether publicly or corporately, it's something that you need to obey so that tomorrow, when you have been taking the gavel, people you obey what you say to as well. So if you don't do that, it will be a problem for you. And I want to believe that is a struggle here. That's a struggle in face right now. We just hope that he's coming back this time around to be institutional tolerant. For that reason, we will support him as young man, and we'll always be around to see how best we can keep the momentum of the party going forward. Thank you so kindly, Sibu.
Thank you very much. Let me take another person. Phil, you answer and you respond to all of the concerns.
Yeah,
and
but
questions that
well,
will be
you need
raised.
an answer this question.
Yeah,
So
no,
I don't feel I'm obligated.
No, you need to answer it.
No,
You got the time though. You will need to do that. Let me take more calls. For those of you just joining us, 0770-907-907-907-907-907. This person, hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Titus Niano Atuli from the Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
My concern has to do with Brexit. You want a decision maker, you want to let man. Really, we support around Maserado. We all supported him. But then later, no day in a relationship, men make a woman to become woman. Then after, he send it for you for divorce. Living that relationship with God, not relationship, you must stop something bad against that relationship. So, counselor leaving CDC to go into another party, into the law.
You are alive. Go ahead.
Yep. I did not join any other party.
He did not join other parties, like he said.
Okay. Living that party, you must kind of do something bad against that party because if one of your intent to just leave that party abruptly. You see? And for the time, for 2020, from around there, up to today, just 2 days after the election, 1 month election, coming back into that relationship. And my question to him is that job he's looking for, is going to finish him again to get job or what?
Okay, thank you. It is seeking job. Hello. After the re-election of the government. Good evening.
Yes, good evening. My name is Alexander Tukumuni, of course, from New Georgia on the Carver Road.
Mm-hmm.
In every political party, there are 3 different kinds of people: the left, the right, and the center. We go into political party with different ideas. But when the left is saying we're not going in the right direction, they say and this fair decision not to support a candidate of the party that we made, and people in the party want to use us. We made someone for a millionaire. Now he has become a millionaire. He's telling us so they can go. People were calculated. That is why the political party to disagree and agree. Instead of taking decision, we are not making a decision. We are telling the party, we send a message to the party. We came from the grassroots, we came from the slums to make people. So if we will start stepping on them, then what is the reason for us becoming a party member? The party, thank you.
Thank you very much. Just person on the line. Hello.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
This is Ruben Connor. Let me appreciate you and let me appreciate Honorable State Dixie. As a young man, I think every individual, the first thing you put first is your interest before anybody. I think that is the independence of CDC that I know. You make up your mind, your independent mind, you are now haunted. For the fact that he has seen reason to return in the CDC, and because of political reason you went to achieve, though he did not achieve but he went through it, that was a greater place, a greater role in the Democratic Party. He was not haunted. And his return, I think every citizen should appreciate him. Mr. Fred Dixon is an actor to CDC. Maybe some people don't know, but I'm one of the followers. Even when we follow the people defender, the first person that ever attended that program or our meeting was Honorable Fred Dixon. That respect we can have for him. And many times he encouraged us, the gentleman, you are starting, it is difficult, but continue. So that this advice that he gets all this is how keeping up to date as well people defender. So I think his return to the party is well welcome. And let me appreciate you welcome back. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, let's take this person. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Yeah, thank you very much. Very brilliant and sophisticated Sharif, and Lindsay thanks also to our leader and mentor, let us feel dating. For the representation of go and Poker Robert. And Robert. And I'm the chairman for the Friends of Deputy Demakochi for the re-election of President George Manning Developmental Oriented. We are. You know what? Let me be very exact. Within the city, we have dreams that some of us we follow and we see them as our mentor, and this is how we decide to cherish them and even to stay with them in their mentorship. But when sometimes your mentor or go contrary, you have to be very emphatic and tell him actually it is not the right way to go, because you know what? They got many youth, they got many companies within the CDC. They are following the footsteps, the ideology of field of expressing. So when field testing is going contrary, like engaging the party or even letting the party. For me, I'm a strong supporter and admirer of Mr. Field Dixon. But for the actual getting elected the party. It was not good. It was not comfort. She was taking or I call it the sheriff. If she was in the party, I would say I was the party with Mr. Green. Green person, we are with the still up there of our party. Not elect the party. The party with Mr. Green. So for minister to go the way you went, let me be very clear, or if break all down, but thank God today our mentor has recapitulated and he has come back to the level of council and I think clear is a leader. Because the Bible has just a step and recapitulate
Aha.
what they are in leader for tomorrow. So today, I disagree and welcome your speaker.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Recapitulate. No vote. Hello.
Yeah,
Good evening.
yeah, we even people with Tuna Para, Joseph Brother today.
Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I know the people have to be a good people, but the leader is taking that. I don't very understand it. For all we said, yeah, Joseph Brother, we tell him, we will support the little party, all angle, whatever representative, and the two, whatsoever, it's just like for us. So we are my all the time later,
But
and we
what you got to do?
the party.
What you got to do in the people CDCT?
Come again?
The people talking about a CDCT. What you got to do is they make going back to a party.
But when you see the thing saying, the people ain't got to come here and you don't see the country here, or saying the city being happy. You want to be one side, you don't want to talk about the two sides, because they're so happy, and then two persons that is still under investigation, still living it on, you know, the party. So it's very bad. You don't investigate that.
Okay. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
so for me, as far as concerned, to carry the party will lead the country.
Thank you very much. Let me go to Phil Dixon now. Phil, you're listening to some of the calls because I can't take all the calls. What have you to say concerning some of the concerns?
So I think it's a great thing to have this conversation. And I tell you, sometimes many persons see the CDC from a snapshot.
Mm.
For a lot of us, we have this both periscopic, microscopic, telescopic, and even gyroscopic vision of the CDC,
Mm.
360 degrees for its entire history.
Mm.
So, for instance, our current chairman, Mwake Molu, he has been suspended, he has been expelled, but he's chairman of the party. Honorable Jefferson Koji, the Secretary General, he was suspended from this party. Today, he's Secretary General. So, there is now a party where we ask everybody to sing Hallelujah, Hosanna, whether you are even bathing or you honor water swimming, sing Hallelujah, Hosanna. But what we ask you to do is, if you have a view, explain it. Let people understand your viewpoint so that all of us, can take measures to avoid it happening in the future. So, yes, I did not contest on the CDC ticket, but possibly because of my involvement with other young people that will have the chance to contest. It could be that in the past, it would have been said, okay, let a young person forget it. But the fact that there was this issue involving me, there are other young people now who have the chance to contest and their views to be considered. So whenever we make a decision, it must give a great perspective of everything. If we are fortunate to have been a part of some of the historical gatherings that made the CDC where it is today. And I want to appreciate all of those who have shared with me their welcome. There's a guy called Titus who talked about Hakim Batsi's job or what. Come on, in CDC for 12 years and CDC was in opposition. At no point in time did I ever ask for a job from the then governing party. And that was one reason why I asked Ishmael whether he has been a part of a party before. Because if someone has been part of only one party in their life and they are raising to the rank and files, you don't tell them about institutional discipline. It could be that the reason that you don't understand it. And I told you that I've won elections in the city and I've lost elections in the CDC. So I've had a balanced view when it comes to smiling and being sad. And the key thing about city formation was ensuring that people gets transformation through a George Weah presidency that enables dialogue where everybody tends to express themselves, where the resources of our country are applied to the benefit of its people. And I'm particularly the generation are being called vulnerable. That's why I'm excited that the first priority program of this government was indeed the tuition free endeavor at the public universities, accompanied by the payment of the WAS fees. And I tell you, in the subsequent tenure of the CDC, we are going to talk about im- improving the quality of education. Let me say, I mentioned again international challenges. So when the CDC was told you cannot increase people's salaries or pay them what you are paying, we could not get those foreign instructors I wanted to bring from other countries because, of course, we would have had to pay them and accommodate them. Over time, as like we are graduates from one stage to another, we will be having a situation where we have more opportunity to work within our space and accomplish things for the people. I want to tell them that I'm glad to be back home. And if you have a chance to vote, remember it's number 18. If you start on the ballot paper, you start from down. It's the third space on the ballot paper. In fact, you know the logo of the CDC. Just look for the logo and cast your vote.
Okay.
You see.
Thank you very much. We want to say thank you for honor and invite. We hope we can have these kinds of conversations even after October 10th.
We look forward to that. Thank
Oh,
you.
okay, thank you very much. He's Councillor Phil Takadessin and a staunch member of CDC who's been my guest on the show today. We want to say thank you to each and every one of our callers, those of you that played the listening role, and also those of you who've been watching us on the television. We want to say thank you to you very much for joining us on the Voice of Liberia in Kakata on 89.7. We want to say thank you very much at the Voice of Liberia in Monrovia on 104.1 and also on online radio www.voiceofliberiaradio.com and Voice of Liberia Television. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you. We'll be back here next time. And I want to say thank you to each and every one of you. My name is Sekou Sharif. Today is Abraham Dante Weah birthday. He celebrates his birthday on today. Wish you many more years to come, my brother. Up next at 9 o'clock is the news.